Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Ravin Goyal. Ravin Goyal is a freelance photographer currently based in Los Angeles, California. He specializes in fashion and product photography. He is also interested in street and boudoir photography. Ravin's photography journey began since childhood as he enjoyed capturing memories. Ravin began capturing images at family functions and holiday trips, and the response received was, "Good work, keep it up, and work on your skills." Thus, he decided to explore photography and enrich his knowledge about the basics of camera, composition, and lighting. He then enrolled himself in various certificate courses and workshops to expand his knowledge and get his base strong. Since then, there's been no more looking back, learning new things every passing day and exploring photography. Well, good afternoon, Ravin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you again for jumping on and making the time. I know we traverse time zones a lot of times on the podcast, including all the way around the world from the Philippines, India, you name it. I've been to Argentina virtually. So again, appreciate you making the time. Touting from the great state of California out in Los Angeles. I spent some time in Orange County, so great place. Love it. Yeah, let's just jump into the questions, Ravin. Let's talk about your career a little bit. You're obviously a photographer enthusiast, as I'd like to say, and you've got quite a large portfolio and social following. Now you're a freelance photographer in Los Angeles. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
I would like to say more of, it's not a career growth I have. It's like over the journey of time, and I've started to learn more. Like since the beginning, I invested in myself to keep learning and learning. And that's how the growth in my own skills got into it. And then that's how my career growth began, because I started to learn from different people at different point of life, either be it my classmates or my professors or the people I meet on my daily curriculum during my meetings or my shoots. Even the slightest of people who you don't know can teach you something. So I feel that's more of career growth for me, more than income growth for me. And in terms of like inspiring me, I get inspired by like movies sometimes a music video, or sometimes even like when I see my colleagues or anything who capture something which I get really intrigued by. That also inspires me, like, oh, that's something even I can put myself into it. Makes me put myself into a different genre other than what I'm usually doing. Like if I'm doing fashion, but my friends are doing street, it inspires me to do street also. So like then I take some time off from that fashion field and then go out and shoot street. It also enlarges my portfolio and also make me diversify my qualities of photography into different sections of photography. I would like to say that's the main core of what inspires me, is the people around me usually.
Awesome. Thank you. And a lot of times, it's your environment, your friends especially, certainly inspire you. And so I appreciate what you're doing out there, which really is a transition into our next question, Ravin. Your portfolio is extensive. I checked it out. It's pretty cool. You've done some amazing work. You've got anything from fashion to product to street, like you mentioned, and landscape. If we talk to any of your clients, what would they say about your photography?
As of now, whenever I try to photograph somebody or any place and I shoot any of the people surrounded by me or other people who I meet on an occasional basis, they found an interesting quality in all of them, which they have told me is like they all have like an aesthetic to it, which is known as, which we can say is like they're all aligned in a way. You can say like they say about me like either they have the same tonality or they have the same theme around, or it's properly like, when you put yourself into one image before making an image, you see the frame, you manage it, everything, you check the frame, alignment, everything. A well thought image. It's not like you just clicked an image and then you try to play around. It's just like you've given a time to make that image before taking that. So I feel like that's the quality I've heard about me. And also like what they like about me is usually the time. I try to give things back in time, and I try to give each and every concept or shoot a different mood every time, but also adding in that a slight element of me, which if you see in a group of images of different people, you can point out that is mine. I think it can be the angle I click, it can be the cropping I do sometimes, it can also be the processing I do after capturing an image, it can be a slight tone of what I like. Every person has a tone. Like you might be a person who like more warm colors in an image. I might be a person who might like a cool tone in an image or something in between. So I try to balance that with what the mood of the image is and what I can put in my likeliness towards, and then combine it and give it back.
Thank you. Ravin, I appreciate you explaining that. I don't know a whole lot about photography, but I definitely sense a lot of empathy in your work and what you do and providing that excellent customer experience. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's awesome. And Ravin, we are a technology platform, publication, podcast. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to IT. That's just who I am, been that for years. But we like to ask if folks are leveraging any new or emerging technologies in your business. And if you aren't leveraging some of that new stuff, maybe you found a cool tool or app that you could share with us today.
So I would really like to say that I'm not leveraging any kind of technology at the moment because I'm not discovered. I'm still in stage of discovering that I can leverage at the future stage. But yeah, there's a cool tool that I discovered at an early stage in my life during my school stage, in my school life, and which was by my professor. There's a software called Set Light, which helps you. It is a cool software which you can install and you can try, which is you can literally design a whole setup and then put lights, put more different kind of models with different skin tones, outfits. You can make them pose and then you can use lights to see how the light is actually going to be. It's really helpful for the photographers who can see the lighting and the effects at a pre-production stage and then can play around, so that it reduces that much of time wastage that is going to happen on the day of the shoot. When you're going and playing around and placing the lights, you can literally pre-plan everything and then go on the set and then just adjust according to the diagram as you mentioned, as you planned before on the desktop. So it's a really helpful tool that people can really use and save a lot of time.
Thank you. And I've not actually heard of that particular app. And believe me, when you've had 600 plus podcasts and you talk to people that share something that they use in their life, it's always good to hear and learn about these applications. So thank you again. And Ravin, last question for you for the day. Could you share something from your career thus far that would be helpful for those maybe looking to grow their career in photography or entrepreneurship?
The only thing I would like to say is what I keep on doing is I try to not utilize a day to just sit at home and do nothing. What I try to do is even if I don't have work on a commercial or earning basis, I try to put in that time to plan other work around or plan shoots or make a mood board and try to pitch people about my ideas. And if I do not have, and even if I do not have the money to give somebody, I try to manage the people who are also working on the collaborating basis and then try to at least use that time to make my portfolio bigger and make work. Just sitting at home and just doing nothing is not going to help me. It's also going to reduce my level of investment into the field, and also I'll become more lazy as a person, which I do not like to be. So rather I choose to give my input and try looking for references daily, try making mood boards of different genres, try pitching to different companies, modeling agencies or models. For Instagram nowadays has helped a lot to reach out to people in a way. And also there are agencies which can also reach out, which also helps you to reach out to different people, which you are not aware of. So that's a good point where I feel I can reach out, I can plan in those days where I do not have work and then reach out. And within the time of that days, I can shoot with those models on a collaboration basis. And then at least I can expand my portfolio. And then once I get work, when I present that portfolio, it will be much stronger than before because it has some new variations as well. Over the time, you learn certain new strengths. And I keep learning and learning over the internet or from my friends who I assist on a weekly basis if I'm going to help somebody. I learn small tricks from there because everyone has a different mindset or a skill set to do photography. I have a friend who does a very unique fine art kind of variation into a fashion field, which is very good for me. But I've never tried that. I'm very scared to do that. So she taught me that. So that's how I feel it's something good I learned, and people should be trying to learn more and experiment.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. Everybody's got a unique story that they share here on the show. And there's somebody in our audience, and it could be a CEO, it could be another photographer, but there's always a nugget or a gem that they're able to pull from this. And I do talk to a lot of people in the audience that do contact me on a fairly regular basis about the show. And so this has been very, very helpful. So I appreciate your story, Ravin.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure having you on today, Ravin, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you. Same to you.
Bye for now.